All right. Hello, everyone. Happy summer. Thanks for coming. I know. Miss Monique Boykins is going to do our invocation this evening, so the floor is yours.
Please don't mind if I don't speak. I ask God to open the eyes of citizens of our boroughs. There are a lot of things occurring in each and every borough. We must ask ourselves what holds us together. What things do we have in common? In order for us to have what we feel that we should have, we must work together. The children are something that we all have in common. We are responsible for our children. When it comes to education, can we improve? Yes. But one has to realize that improvements doesn't happen overnight. And it takes this board and community around us to dedicate themselves to the improvements in our children. Life is about touching lives. In our school district, we touch so many lives in so many different ways. We may not have everything, but we are pushing to do the best we can with the resources we have plus more. I ask that people's eyes be open to this. The William Penn School District experience is something that has affected every child in this graduating class and prior. Why do you think we come back? With that being said, I leave you with this quote from John Wooden. What is right is more important than who is right.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, Mr. Cuff.
Yes, Madam President, roll call. Ms. Boykins?
Here.
Ms. Fitty?
Here.
Ms. Hummel?
Here.
Ms. Lehan?
Present.
Mr. Reardon? Here. Ms. Richardson?
Right.
Mr. Wright?
Here.
Mr. Cave?
I'm here.
Ms. Howe?
Present.
Here not. Ms. Sousay just walked in.
Yeah.
And Ms. Cal is not here. She has 9 board members present and 1 student representative present as well.
Thank you, Mr. Cuff. No slideshow tonight, folks. I wanted to keep it
Devastated.
brief. I have to tell you that there is no better month in the William Penn School District than June. Lots of fantastic moving up ceremonies. Prom was awesome. I got to watch the students as they arrived in their fancy wares. And graduation, Mr. Wright and I had the esteemed honor of sitting up on the stage and watching our young folks graduate. It was fabulous. We are very hopeful for our students. Please, everyone, have a safe summer. Remember to use the hashtag #WeArePennwood so we can all talk about each other. It got a lot of traction after graduation. I checked it. Please, stay well. We'll see you. September will be here before you know it. We have lots of work to do, so keep coming to meetings and keep watching them. And we're very Penwood proud around this table right now.
Point of personal privilege?
Yes.
I have to apologize to the senior class this year. I had every intention of coming to graduation and seeing you all off. However, Ms. Hummel made me very sick. And I was...
I never even talked to her.
I know. I was seriously though, I was very ill and could not make it and really didn't want to poison anybody. So I hope you have a great year. A great life outside of William Penn School District. And we're always here if you need us to come back and ask questions. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Lehan. I'm sure Ms. Hummel and every other school board director that couldn't make it.
My first miss in 14 years.
Wow, there you go.
I was very sick, so I did not give it to you.
All right, Mr. Bruni, your turn.
I have a few announcements. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Several things. We've had a charter school approved in William Penn School District, which will be planning to open at St. Philomena's School in Lansdowne, which could approximately, potentially take 200 students from the William Penn School District or surrounding school districts. If they were to take 200 students from William Penn, that would be a budget total of $2 million approximately. Probably be a little more depending on how many special education students might be there. So that's in the works. That just happened this week. Or last week, at the end of last week, so I wanted the residents to know about that. Also, the Basic Education Funding Commission has unanimously approved a set of recommendations for an equitable school funding process, and this proposal will include such things as students living in poverty, the school district size, and the wealth of the school district. These recommendations will now go to the General Assembly for their action, but it's a positive happening so far. We're looking forward to that. Keep a close watch on that as you keep an eye on Harrisburg. And tomorrow, there's a rally for fair funding in the Capitol, and there's somebody up there for 10 days. They're having
They're fasting.
They're fasting for 10 days. Clergy from around the state in seeking fair funding formula also. So positive things are happening surrounding that. So it looks as though we're moving in the right direction. Also, there's a discussion right now of placing a moratorium on Keystone exams and the graduation requirement, and it looks like that's going to happen. That will save the district money also, because if that were to happen, we would have to be hiring extra staff to do remedial courses for students who would not pass the Keystones, as would every school district in the state would have that same issue. Our summer school programs start next week, next Monday, and they will be in session until July 30th. And I also wanted to congratulate the 323 graduates of the 2015 graduating class. It was quite a joyous and celebratory occasion last week, and it was a great ceremony. And I think the board members, if you would be very proud to have been in that audience to see how that ceremony progressed. So, thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Bruni. Motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Thank you. Mr. Cuff, minutes? Motion, sorry. Motion to approve the minutes from the May 26, 2015 meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
That's scary.
All right, here we go. Ms. Sousa, any remarks today?
Yes, I do. As Ms. Hoff already mentioned, prom was awesome. I had the privilege of going to see my friends and Londa Jenkins, former student representative. She looked very beautiful, her and her date. So it was really nice to see them and to see what, I can look forward to for next year. So very exciting. I also got the privilege of going to graduation. I've actually been to 4 graduations, and for being a part of the band, but the past 2 years for being on the school board. And it was really nice sitting up there and just seeing what's going to be me next year. So very exciting. I'm really thankful for the time that I was able to spend on the school board. It was really nice meeting all of you guys and just looking at my school from a different perspective and being able to be a leader in a different way at my school, and just seeing how, just being able to be even more Penwood proud because I love my school, and just making sure the students know how hard you guys work for us was my job, and it was a good one, and I'm happy to say that I've had this experience and I will be back. So thank you.
Is this your next meeting?
What?
Is this your next meeting?
Yeah.
Oh.
As much as you enjoyed us, we enjoyed you. I want to thank
Absolutely.
Ms. Hummel for starting that program. You taught us a lot. I'm hopeful that the next 2 will do the same. Having students sit on this board, I think, is pretty transformational, as just getting boots on the ground to see what's going on. And you were fabulous at it. You're a fantastic example of Penwood pride. And we'll see you next year.
Also, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, say that again?
I said congratulations for her induction on the National Honor Society. She's one of the new members.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, we'll get to that on page 3. Okay. Great. Public comments regarding agenda items. Just raise your hand. We'll start at the front and go towards the back. Just stand up, say your name, the town you're from, not your address. And
My name is Jeanette Baxter. I live in Albany.
Great.
I'm not happy about the taxes. I just think they're outrageous, and a lot of the people around me are selling their homes, and some of those people are being foreclosed on, they can't afford it. And the way we're looking at it is that if the taxes keep rising, it's not gonna be any Albany. It's just not gonna be there, because nobody's gonna buy houses where the taxes are too high. You can't, you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
And it's just, it has to stop somewhere.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate circumstance.
Yes, it is, but change has to come, because it's not gonna work for all of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, and I'm up to $7,000 almost in
Oh my
taxes
God.
in Albany. It's ridiculous.
Here I am, applicant Darby Borough, and I'm not even gonna mention the budget.
Okay.
You know how hard you worked? I know a couple years ago I came here begging, so that's not, this is a real minor one that I think Charlotte will understand why I'm speaking. It's about the change of the school calendar and graduation, and the fact that the Leah Chorus Center is okay for that day. And I know for many, many times, Charlotte and I worked trying to find a different venue because the Leah Chorus Center is very, very expensive. Many of the schools in this area, my granddaughter just graduated Haverford at the Pavilion at Villanova, and a lot of schools are using it. It's a wonderful facility. The staff there is wonderful. I don't know what it costs, of course. There's a couple of schools, Interborough and Chichester, use Newman. And they came up with a way to kind of split the fee a little bit at that same day and cleared it. They worked with other school districts because Leah, of course, to me, it's really far, you know, and I don't think that the school district should be putting the kids on the buses. I believe the parents should be taking their children to graduation. I think it's really important for their children. But I just wanted to mention that hopefully, you know, we haven't walked in. Of course, I don't know what it's up to now. Last time I looked at it, it was like $10,000. And there are a lot of other places to look at. So that would just be my suggestion.
Okay.
And real quick comment on your the charter schools. That's not going to happen. St. Philomena's had a cyber school in there, and the diocese told them they had to take it out. No diocesan building can be used for a charter school, according to the bishop. According to the bishop, yeah.
They just
Well,
approved it.
Who approved it?
St. Philomena's.
No,
We
he
don't know.
can't. As the he was told he had to take the charter school out of there.
I hope that's true.
He was told.
From
You
your
can check with
mouth.
my pastor, you can check with the diocese.
That would be great.
And it's a logical, it's very logical. They're closing their schools so that, and charter schools are competition for Catholic schools. Because somebody tried to put one in St. Joe's and they were told absolutely not.
I'll go with her. The Archdiocese, which I'm very involved with for other reasons, they also are not going to approve the charter school.
Well, let's see what happens.
And to-
You can approve the charter school, but the charter school
We
owner
can't, we
can't
didn't
put
approve
in there.
it. We didn't.
I mean, that we, you know what I mean?
We actually denied it.
Yeah.
We got overruled.
But that would be good news.
But as an
Well, let's find out.
aside to
Yeah.
the Villanova question, actually when I took over as chairperson or president or whatever the title is, goddess. I didn't know.
Chief Darby.
We looked into Villanova, and Villanova's not accepting anyone else.
They started to again now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they started, there's, like Academy Park went there and they had never gone there before.
Yeah, because if they are, then I think we should look in. I always
It
like
can't
to look
hurt.
at
Great,
But-
thank you.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Steve Ball, taxpayer, Alden, PA. First of all, I want to read you something that I got in Daily Times a couple weeks last week. It's from a concerned citizen. It says, good luck with your new high school in Springfield. Take it from me as an old lady and really about to lose her home. That's what it's all about, taxes, right? It's not your money, it's our money. Okay, so when you're getting a raise, you got to pay your bills, everything else goes up.
Steve, can you just stand there?
The electric goes up, your water bill goes up, everything goes up. So when you had nothing coming in, how are you paying it? you're gonna lose your home. My first question was on the charter school. So it's gonna cost us $2 extra million. That's $7 million now it's gonna cost us. It's costing us $5 million a year for online schooling. Which in Delaware, it costs nothing. If you got an online, your kid goes to online school, it costs the parent to send them there. But you know what? So if you don't raise taxes and Mr. Wolf wants his money, hey, there ain't none. There's no more. You can't get it from blood. You have no money, you get no money. All right? So when he's asking for his money, you say, we don't have any, Mr. Wolf. Come down and meet me. I'll tell him to go to hell. Okay? That's what I will tell him. All right? Because we don't need to give any more money out to somebody that's earning money off our money. Look in the facts. Congressmen and senators own charter schools. They're involved with them. They're getting kickbacks off our money. They're in the online schooling. They're getting kickbacks from our money. In other words, they're double dipping from my money. I'm making them more rich, while we out here are getting more poor. So the fact is, no, we don't need a tax increase. We have almost $6 million in the bank, courtesy of the Daily News. I asked Mr. Huff to show me the bank statements to prove me wrong, but we don't have this money. Okay? I'll give you a copy of the Daily News if you want. It's right in there.
I'd like to see it.
All right? It's right in there. Back page. That's where we have $5,700,000 and some thousand in there. All right? Show me wrong. So if you want to raise taxes, we got that kind of money. What's going on here? You don't need any more money right now. Hold the line until Wolf gives you some more, I said. I've been fighting it for 6 months, and I'll be going on fighting it more. Until maybe I'll retire and I'll leave here, and then there's another taxpayer at the door. I was handing out flyers last week, 500 of them. I talked to people that are selling their homes. Their main number one reason why? Taxes. They're leaving. Okay? People are up for foreclosure, they can't afford it. So what are you going to do when the next taxpayers move? The next one moves and the guy can't afford his home. Your tax base, you don't have nothing.
One at a time, please.
It's not about the kids, okay? But if you don't have your taxpayers, like I said, you're not going to have your kids here either. And you're not going to have your schools, and you're not going to have your jobs. That's what it's about. It's about the people that live here, that own these homes. Okay? So you take it out of their pocket, they have nothing. They're leave so they can survive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Second row, third row, fourth row. Sir.
My name is Jerry Springer with a G. It really is.
Jerry.
Welcome to the show. I'm a resident of Alden. I'm single. I have no children. All right. And my comment is two-part. The first part is the projected increase is 1.9%, which is higher than the current inflation rate. I don't know exactly what last year's was or the year before that, but the current inflation rate is not 1.9%. So that's kind of a little higher than the current inflation rate, which I have, I pay it. I'm not complaining that, it's too high. What I'm saying is that on an average of inflation rate, this is above the average inflation rate. All right, so when you think about voting a 1.9% increase, think about all those people who are under that average, who are going to be paying more than the average inflation rate. All right. The second part I wanted to bring up was, if I'm not mistaken, your annual budget is $91 million and $614,000. I could find out about the school board meetings online if I had online access, or if I went to a library and checked it out. I could find out about it through local newspapers. We have, I know at least 2 local newspapers here. I could find out about it through this gentleman who sent me a blue notice. I live in Alden. I'm a Democrat. I'm one of the few. I know this. But this is where I live. I grew up all my life in that area. Not exactly in Alden, but in that area. With a $91 million budget, this is just a suggestion. I'm sure the school district has a bulk mailing permit, a lousy postcard sent to every house in the school district to let them know, because a lot of people don't have internet access and they don't get newspapers. Would help me more with the invocation. It's not the individual, but the right thing to do. Would help me with liberty and justice for all when we say the Pledge of Allegiance, to get out of the dark and let the people know that this meeting is here and that it's here once a month. And you could put down the list of meetings all on one postcard, have it printed up, send it out. It's not that much if you have a $91 million budget. I talked to Republicans in Alden. One of them's on the Alden Council. Didn't even know about this tonight. Democracy is meant to be in the light, not in the dark. So I kind of like to suggest that you bring it more into the light. You could say, oh, we got a website, you can check that, or you can get it on a newspaper. But when you have a $91 million budget, bring it into the light. Find another way to find it, to let the people know. Get them involved. This is a democracy. It's not just a vote for a name every so many years and walk away. Bring them into the light. Those two things is what I wanted to bring up. Thanks for letting me be here and to discuss this with you. Okay?
Thanks for coming. Anybody else? Nobody else?
Me.
Yes.
I need to speak too. I'm like him. I have no children, never had a child in my life, and I'm paying higher taxes, more than most of the people that live in my area. And I still haven't understood why. So that's a big problem too.
Thank you.
That needs to be addressed.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, communications, Mr. Cobb. Thank you all.
There are no communications.
Thank you. Okay, committee reports. Ms. Hummel.
Yes, Penwood High School National Honor Society held its induction on May 27th, and you can see in the agenda the list of people here. I do want to point out that the guest speaker this year was Miss Jane Fryer, who is general manager and head coach for Sweet Green Salad Company, and a graduate. She also babysat my kids. So I know Janie for a long time. That was really wonderful to invite alumni back. Penwood High School Junior selected as a scholar athlete. That's Cecilia Livingston. And this was a Congressional District 7 scholar athlete for the 2014-15 school year. Ardmore Avenue student was selected as an outstanding school safety. That's Pearl Miller, a 6th grade student at Ardmore Avenue. She happens to live in Lansdowne. And she was selected Outstanding School Safety Patrol by AAA Mid-Atlantic Foundation for Safety and Education. Sophomore receives HAFA's Youth Arts Book Award. That's Destiny Ballard, who is also an award winner in our own Penwood High School Juried Art Show. She's winning, she's won a full tuition scholarship for a 1-week summer high school intensive class and a book entitled The Female Gaze, Women Artists Making Their World. We congratulate her. A5 is free summer breakfast and lunch meals for children. You must be 18 or under. You have to reside in the William Penn School District. You eat on site, and the meals will be offered Monday through Thursday, June 29th through July 30th. Breakfast starting at 8 to 9, and lunch from 11 to 12. They're going to be offered at Bell Avenue, Colwyn Elementary, Park Lane Elementary, and Penwood Middle School.
One thing, may I ask that everyone do their part and get that word out? We don't want anyone going hungry this summer. It's going to be high. It's a nice, cool place, or at least moderately temperate. And please get the word out. We don't want anybody hungry. There's no paperwork. You walk in, you're under 18, we feed you.
Don't we have that on our website?
Yes. And thank you to Airmark for participating.
Thank you. A6, summer office hours. We have adjusted our office hours to operate on a modified schedule from this Monday through Friday, August 21st, although there'll be normal hours during the holiday week. Monday through Thursday, the schools and offices will be open from 7:30 to 4:45, and on Friday, everything will be closed. Saves energy, still gets the work done because the hours are basically the same in number. A7, Penwood High School Art Show Awards. Each year the art department presents the community with an exciting jury art show and sale. This year was no different. On Thursday, May 21st, they held the reception and the award ceremony. You can see the list of winners there. A8, summer registration for the 2015-16 school year. All the list of requirements are there. Please come in early and register your child if they're going to school next year. Don't wait for the last moment. We want to know where you are, that you're coming, and we can have a place for you. So please don't wait. Come and register your child for the William Penn School District if you're going to attend here next year. Thank you, that's my report.
Thank you. May I have a second, please?
No, there's no voting.
No voting.
Oh, anybody have any questions, comments?
We started summer hours today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, I thought you said next week.
All right, next. Yes,
Can
of
I,
course.
can I ask that you make a statement to the public with regard to the free lunches, to the free breakfast and lunch, to let them know that it's not, money's not coming out of our budget to pay for that, to let them know that it's free, that we're not suffering a cost from that.
You just made that.
She just made it.
You just said it.
I want you to, if you can reiterate, I mean.
It's at no cost to the taxpayers, the free lunches. Please come eat if you're hungry. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a federal
Yeah.
and an error mark thing.
Yes. Education, Mr. Wright, please.
B1, homebound instruction.
Wait a second, audience, please. We were playing while you spoke.
B1, homebound instruction. B2, termination of homebound instruction. B3, Invo Healthcare Associates. B4, school improvement plan. B5, purchase of textbooks. B6, William Penn School District 2015-2016 athletic schedule. B7, change the 2015-2016 school calendar. B8, summer education committee meeting. B9, Penwood High School graduation that took place June 11, 2015 at the Performance Center.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Any conversation? Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Thank you very much, school directors. Ms. Leanne?
C1, we have resignations. We are losing Walter Rodriguez, who's currently the principal at Bell Avenue, and we'll miss him. Professional staff, C2, change in assignment for Amy Minna from number 2 secretary category 4 at Walnut Street Elementary School to guidance secretary category 4 at Penwood High School, Cypress Street. Appointments, professional staff, extended school year education programs at Park Lane, special education, you can see, there's a whole bunch of them there. Losing my train of thought, sorry. English language learners, summer program for recovery credit, summer academic camp learning academy, whoa, I didn't even see. Solutions coordinator, secretary substitute, dentist for the school year 2015-2016. Shouldn't that be? No, that's next year. Sorry. Physicians for the 2015-16 school year, and we have a leave of absence for a special education teacher at Cypress Street campus from September 1st through November 15th. And finally, we have Pediatric Services of America for a service agreement.
Second.
Any questions, comments from the school board directors? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Thank you very much. Property. D1, internet service providers. D2, roof replacement at Ardmore Avenue Elementary School.
I'll move that agenda.
Second it.
Thank you. One comment from me, Green Avenue High School has been removed as a roofing project this year. The bids came in extremely high. We're gonna drop back and make a plan. So come to the next property committee meeting, please. That meeting is, July 13th. 13th. It's the second Monday. 6:30. Any other questions, concerns? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
Before you close out property committee, I received an email. Unfortunately, couldn't make the last property committee meeting because I was sick. And I know that it was in the 2 updates prior to that meeting that it was turned into a voting meeting. But I think when we turn a meeting into a voting meeting, we should make a better effort to make sure that everybody on the board knows that. As much as we're supposed to all be reading, sometimes, especially now, this time of year, it's summer, graduations, everything's going on. Somebody might miss it. I think we need to make a better effort to make people aware that it's actually going to be a voting meeting.
I understand,
Thank you.
and I will do that.
Thank you.
It might mean, you know, maybe Mary Ellen has to make a phone call.
Yeah, or Jen needs to get on the phone. But I love calling you guys, so I'm good.
Dennis Jacob did call me, and I had to come anyway,
Yeah.
but she said it's very crucial.
Yeah.
It was a voting meeting.
Yeah, you were here,
I know.
and I appreciate it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we did it? Anybody
yeah,
against?
yeah.
Oh, good. Better than I thought. Mr. Reardon?
Budget and Finance Committee agenda. E1 is the Treasurer's Report. E2 is a list of bills. E3 is a list of our investment depositories. E4 is the 2015-2016 adoption of the general budget. Be it resolved that the budget of the William Penn School District as presented totaling $91,614,984 be adopted, having been printed and presented to the board and advertised in accordance with the school code. Be it further resolved that the William Penn School District Board of School Directors of Delaware County, Pennsylvania hereby authorizes the appropriation and expenditure of funds as itemized in the said budget during the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2015. The necessary revenue for the same shall be provided 1/2 of 1% real estate transfer tax levied and assessed by a resolution imposing the same for the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2015, and by a school tax on real estate, which is hereby levied and assessed at the rate of 43.09 mils on the dollar on the total amount of the assessed valuation on all property taxable for school purposes in the William Penn School District, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, or at a rate of $43.09 on each $1,000 of assessed valuation of taxable property. E5 is the homestead 2015 homestead exclusion resolution, which is attachment for number 6 in the budget finance report. It's to adopt the 2015 homestead exclusion resolution as advertised.
Second.
Question, 43.09 is 1.9, Mr. Huff?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, are we going to sever?
I would like to see it severed.
Okay, so this is E1, E2, and E3. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
E2, I will.
Okay.
Ralphie, I couldn't hear you.
No for E2, for the cyber charter payments captured in E2.
Got it. Thank you. E4, roll call vote, Mr. Cupp?
You want the E4 and E5 together, or you want to?
Well, let me be clear.
Okay.
May I ask a
Yes.
question? On E5, the homestead, you're saying exclusion, they usually get for homestead act, they get $400 and some dollars
Yeah,
per
it's
household.
on the.
461.
Huh?
It's 400.
And 41,
61.
It went up.
$461.
So they'll still get that.
Correct.
Correct.
So,
If we vote yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so we're required to do little on that one.
Right.
43.09.
Okay, E4, roll call vote, please.
Okay. Ms. Hummel?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
Ms. Lehan?
Yes.
Ms. Fitty?
No.
Mr. Wright?
No.
Ms. Richardson?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Mr. Reardon? No. Mr. Cade?
Yes.
Ms. Hobb?
Yes.
Motion passes. You still have,
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you vote, Charlotte?
Yeah, I
She
voted
goes
first.
first.
Oh, that's why I didn't hear. I didn't hear myself.
right. So you have E5 remaining to approve.
Okay, great. E5, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Thank you, School Board Director. F, Ms. Richardson, please.
Policy Committee Agenda F1 is the 3-year review of bullying, cyberbullying policy number 249. The motion is to approve the report of the superintendent regarding the bullying, cyberbullying
Okay, I can't hear.
policy.
No, not the blue.
Go on.
The motion is to approve the report of the superintendent regarding the bullying, cyberbullying policy number 249.
Second.
Any questions from our school board directors?
And we do have a meeting set for July 14th, 2015 at 6:30 here in the boardroom regarding the property uses and facilities.
It's July 14th, correct?
July 14th
Great.
at 6:30 p.m. here in the boardroom.
It's an important policy. I encourage everyone to show up. Thank you.
You bet.
No. Any other comments?
Second? Oh,
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Thank you. New business?
No, closer.
Any questions?
We need somebody to make the motion.
You're not following the agenda.
Sorry.
Solicitor's report. New
Oh,
business is always
sorry,
a wait.
sorry.
I know, it's always in yellow.
Right, it's going back and forth between the yellow and the orange
Everybody
and the
does
red.
that, so,
Yeah, that needs to be in purple.
or something.
We had an executive
So
session.
that page should be made orange, because it goes back to orange.
All right.
We
We're
had
on a roll here.
an executive session between the pre-session and the regular business meeting, during which we discussed a matter of real property, a matter of charter school litigation, and labor negotiations. Other than that, I have no report. Thank you.
Thank you. Old business, any old business, Mr. Coe?
There's no old business.
Thank you. New business. Election of intermediate unit board members.
I'll move that agenda.
Second, please. Give me a second.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns?
You know, you could have not seconded it. Right,
Ms.
and it would have
Leanne,
failed.
would you like to express your concern?
I absolutely would love to express my
I
concerns.
thought so much.
I've said this, it's become an issue with me over the last year, and I probably should have noted it before this, but we elect these people to the IU Board of Directors, and, you know, including the,
Delaware County.
thank you. We elect these people, they don't show up here, I don't know who they are, I never met them, I don't know what their agenda is. We get no information, you know, we get a letter or something from somebody from the IU that says, hey, go tell your board to vote for these people. Well, no, I'm not. So, and I think I would ask that this board vote no on this motion. Send a message to all of these outside things, you want our vote, come tell us what you want from us or what you plan to do for us. Because if you haven't done anything for me lately, you're not very good to me.
Thank you, Ms. Leanne.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything to express tonight? All right, great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
Aye.
I'm against.
Okay, so we have 3 noted for against.
Thank you. I'll get the rest of these later.
No, no.
Mr. Wright.
Go around in campaigns.
Okay. Mr. Wright, Delaware County Community College, please.
Thank you. 3 weeks ago, Delaware County Community College, Dr. Karen came out with our students at Green Avenue at 8 o'clock in the morning in regards to a high-tech manufacturing job. She brought a video, she brought information, application, and also she really expressed to show the importance of high-tech manufacturing, that it's a career change. And with our dual enrollment program, and also would take place at Delaware County Community College in Upper Darby. I was very impressed with the turnout at Cypress Street. Cypress Street was at 8 o'clock. The students were very energetic to look at this as an alternative and assessment, you know, career changing. And I made a recommendation. The next phase would be to take the students out to meet some of the executive directors, chief executive officers in the high-tech manufacturing job to review the plan to see what it actually looked like. I was surprised at the Cypress Street campus, 23 students agreed to do that, you know, before June the 30th. I thought that was impressive. Hopefully we're going to continue to look at that. I really want to thank the staff, you know, that was there participating with Dr. Cooley and your friend, the vice principal. Vice Principal, I won't forget her name.
Cypress?
Yes.
Dr. Lee.
No, not Dr. Lee.
Penny Blaine.
Penny Blaine. I mean, I thought they were just outstanding. And also Libby Brown. And we had a real good support coming from the administrators. Then we proceeded at 9 o'clock at Green Avenue. Green Avenue, we had a fairly decent turnout. What I realized the concern there was when we asked for the students to come down, many of those students was already either AP or the honor program, but they were not looking for any career change. I know I was looking at some of them were looking pretty much bored. Then I found out why, because I met them and said, no, we are in the AP program, we already know where we want to go. But there were students who were interested, and out of that group, 15 students signed up, for a tour at the high-tech manufacturing plant. So it was well organized, well presented, and it really showed how all of us can work together as a team to make it happen. Not one person could particularly make this situation happen. I was very proud of the team member.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I think it's a fabulous program. I can't wait for year 2. Mr. Reardon.
Well, we're still dancing around with the Aspen project. Plus, I'm announcing that the executive director of the intermediate board, Dr. O'Shea, is retiring in September, and the board is in the process of a search looking for a new executive director. So if you got anybody in mind, send out.
Great, there you go. Thank you.
I'm interested.
There you go.
No.
Legislative Council, Mr. Kay?
Actually, Mr. Bruni touched on a lot of the topics that I did want to cover. However, just to add, tomorrow I will be a part of the team that's going to Harrisburg to further the dialogue, and hopefully we can get Governor Wolf's proposal ratified. It's a long shot, however. You need to see our faces, I believe. It will be hot, but it will be hotter in the rotunda, I guarantee you. I do have a few bullet points that I will be speaking on tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. And it's a shame that I think a few of the more vocal residents from, I think, Autumn left, but I do want to say, and this isn't really legislative, but I will take the liberty, I do want to kind of commend Jeff Cuff's team and this board for, I mean, we're looking at a 1.9% increase. It's one of the lower increases that we've had, I believe, in the last few years. And this isn't an inflation type environment, right? So like we have pension costs that have jumped 20% and will continue to jump 20+% for the next few years. We have charter school costs that are jumping, they're variable, and so they're not inflation based. So it's not that 1.72% inflation index that we can apply to education. Education to me is an investment. To just say that we don't have kids in the district, that's not the responsibility. I think that's not solid responsibility to me. Though I do respect it. I understand. Like I'm not a senior, but I pay Social Security. Do you know what I mean? So we all have a responsibility. We hear a lot of people saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but then when it comes to wanting the tax increase, we don't want to be that village anymore. You can't pick and choose that. My kid is in the district, and I guarantee you, if you spend one day inside one of our schools, we're not in excess of anything. We have mice running around our buildings, more mice than kids, and we have a huge responsibility. So I appreciate this community's tolerance with higher tax rates. It is a state legislative issue. It's not something that we decide. But I appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate this board. I love coming to these meetings, to be able to be in the trenches with you all, to make some of these tough decisions. And I think, leaders make tough decisions. And I do want to thank also Diane for, hopefully you hang around. You know what I mean? there's two people in this world, those that love Diane and those that hate Diane. And I guarantee you Diane doesn't care. But,
Well said.
Sometimes they're the same people, just on different days.
Yeah, can't know whether I'm on your side or not on your side.
I've said it before, your toughness is inspiring, to me, and it makes me want to be tougher for this community. And I just pray and expect that we all, parents and board members and teachers and administrators, be tougher for our kids as well. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Cade. Thanks for representing us tomorrow.
Yep.
We're late close.
Don't spend a half hour trying to do another bow tie.
No bow ties tomorrow.
Comments from citizens regarding non-agenda items? Yes.
Okay. First of all, this board, I have to congratulate you. I mean, that was a remarkable process. You did a fabulous job, and I know that that is not a big increase. Believe me, I do know it, and I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate that. The problem with some of the people that you were addressing, Mr. Cade, is they don't understand the process, they don't understand the needs, they don't understand unfunded mandates, they don't understand any of that. And my favorite quote for people who say I put in the schools is Thomas Jefferson, education is for the common good. And our Constitution of Pennsylvania says a system, a fairly funded system. So thank you for going to that too. And then I'm going to bring up my little sore point that I would really like to get straightened out. Mo, you know I love you. You know I've known you since you were a kid. We need to get it straightened out, the fact that Mo is a coach under the supplemental contract of the teachers and cannot serve on the school board.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Excuse me. I did check it out. I did check it. I checked it several times. It's supplemental contract. You did supplementals. You know supplementals.
I'm going to refer to.
Okay, because I checked with other, other school districts, other people who were coaches and were paid. If you're paid by the district, you can't. You cannot.
Solicitor.
There is
My
not.
solicitor tells me different.
There is not an opinion out there on this topic yet.
It doesn't
It's not
require
been-
an opinion. It's clear in the contract.
I'm not sure what that means. We're not talking about the contract. It's not the contract that governs. It's the statute that governs incompatible office that governs. It's not the contract language. So the contract can say whatever it wants. The question is, does it constitute an incompatible office under the school code? And there is no case yet for a coach. It is a very, very close call, and I'm not surprised you are getting people who are saying, hey, if you get money from the district, you're on that side of the line. In my view, has been that you first ask whether you're an employee, and coaches are not employees. That makes it different. They're not. They're just not treated as.
From the school district.
But they're not. They don't get They don't have any right to unemployment compensation. They don't have any right to.
So I'm not an employee of the district.
The teacher doesn't have an employment compensation. No, Monique, look, I don't want you taking this personally.
Oh, I'm not taking it personal at all, but I just.
But a teacher who lives in the school district could never be on the school board.
Right.
That was classic.
Okay.
Supplementals are part of the teacher's contract.
But
okay.
I'm not a teacher, but my question.
Hold on. The more important question is, let's say you're entirely right, or the lawyers you talk to are entirely right. No, wait. Let's assume that you are, and that my opinion on this is wrong, which it certainly would not be the first time that's ever happened. It actually doesn't matter. There's nothing the other 8 board members can do around this issue anyway.
Okay.
None.
Okay. A contract question comes up. Expenditures under a teacher's contract. How is that good?
Whether or not it's an incompatible office is not something that the board has the legal right to tell.
I mean, she's not a convicted felon.
I'm
That's
just saying, but
that's an incompatible office.
When my question is that on the board I hold a place. I'm doing very good with.
Monique, I totally don't take it
hear what I'm
personal.
saying. I'm not taking it personal.
It could
I
be
can see
anybody.
if you had I could see if you had a valid point. But my question is that what is the harm being done? Regardless, what is the harm being
Nobody
done?
said it's harm. It's the legality of those who's expending
Okay,
money.
so they've already looked into the legality issue. So my question
All right.
is that what
Okay,
is the
it's done.
problem?
It's done. I'll talk to another source. Okay.
Thank
It's
you.
not. It's just, I don't want anything to happen and any actions that's taken here.
Like what?
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
I'd like to speak as a school board
Marion
director.
and I are talking.
It was brought to my attention. I was a luncheon monitor for 6 years. Helped monitoring 1,200 kids 4 periods a day at the high school.
Are lunchroom monitors?
When I decided to run luncheon monitor, $10 an hour.
Are they employees of that? That's my
Yes,
question.
they are. No sick time, no vacation time, no holiday time, no nothing. My problem was when I went to run, I had to step down. Because they said it was a conflict of interest.
This board didn't say it.
Our solicitor. And
No.
David Kahn wasn't our solicitor back then.
No, it never came up when you ran, because I was on the board.
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart, nothing. It never came up when you ran, because I was on the board.
It didn't have to, because our solicitor told me that I had to step down on my job.
Well, he told you something that he had no right to tell you, because it was never discussed.
It was an ethics violation. See, I got paid from the school, okay? So I lost a good job, okay? I love that job. And I think that's where Mrs. Applegate's coming, knowing that my situation back in 2007, which ran 2000, I had stepped down as a luncheon monitor.
There's only one category of paid employee or paid people in the district that are unique, and those are the supplementals who get a stipend. You were an employee, so you're clearly governed by the incompatible office provision of the school code. Whether it's a big job, a part-time job, a professional job, doesn't matter. You're an employee. The stipend supplementals are a little bit different. It's a very close call, but they're different.
Something different.
Yeah.
I was told that if you're under contract, you cannot be.
She's not under contract.
There was also the issue of coaches who were also district employees as teachers, or whatever function. And when they became administrators, they no longer could do that supplemental.
Okay,
Because it
so-
was covered under the teacher's contract.
So-
Was the reason, that's the reason everybody's getting it. It was covered under the teacher's contract.
Got it.
Supplemental paycheck comes from William Penn School District. It's signed,
Got it.
just like my tax collector.
Got it.
But at this point in time, I'll be quite frank with you, I think Monique's doing a hell of a job.
She is.
Representing her borough. They have nobody. Do I think it's wrong in some aspect? I would have still been there, but then you all voted down luncheon monitors at 10.
Can I just say one other thing?
I was energized.
Is the basketball season over?
Yes.
Technically,
Yeah.
she's not even.
I was only 10 months.
Like, that's what we said here right now, she's not even.
I was only a
That's-
10-month employee.
Yeah, so-
Okay? I'm just making it known that is what is one goose is for the other. It should be set in stone. It's
Well-
something that should be looked at, and there has been raised some questions towards me and other people, and I just feel it should be looked into.
Well, it was.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. Here we go. It's my turn.
So close.
I was. Let
This
me
is part of
be.
Diane people that she hates, and that's me.
Oh, I don't hate you.
Keep it.
Today we might not agree, but I don't hate you.
Miss-
Quite simply,
Miss Hummel.
we evaluated this process when we first appointed Mo. It was discussed with council. Yeah, you are.
No, it was not. I had pink eye.
It was discussed with council, and the decision was made, and it is within this board's right to listen to its council, whose advisement was that Mo's salary is considered a stipend, which is not a salary. Right. Therefore, she's not an employee. Therefore, it was fine for her to serve. Let's all remember something. Mo has a job down in Delaware, and I don't remember what it is, but it's a big job.
I'm a microbiologist.
Thank you. So her job isn't being a coach.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Sir?
Yeah, I just also want to say, you just spoke about pensions, the rising cost of pension. You know, that is not our problem. The government stopped putting the money in, and they've taken the money that we've been taxpayers and paying. Okay, so now they've fallen behind, and they want to just keep raising and raising. So you people up there, you voted for a tax increase. How can you sleep at night when people are going to lose their homes? You sit here and say it's not that much. Somebody with kids that don't have anything, it is a lot. No matter if it's $1 or $20, it's a lot. Okay? So you voted to pass a tax increase for nothing. Now, when Wolf gives money, what are you going to do? Come back and lower it? Are we going to give our money back? Or are you just going to hold it in the bank?
We're going to replace the money that we took from the fund balance to balance this budget, because having $900,000 in fund balance is absurd, and it's
unsafe.
And unsafe, and the actual number that you're supposed to have in fund balance is 8%, and it's not. We will never
So
ever see
when the
that.
people lose their homes, do we tell them to call you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And when the vote comes in November, people out there that's watching or watching on TV, look see who's up here, and you have the right to vote them out of office or in office. So the people who voted for the tax, maybe you have a lot of Section 8s in their area or not, so they're getting tax money from the government.
What?
Or
Are you
Section-
accusing us of getting tax money?
So if you got a lot of Section 8s,
Miss
it's paid by the government,
We're
not paid by me.
Oh, I'm going to sue you, pal. You can bet on that.
All
David,
I know
I'm
is
hiring
it's
you
our
as my
money.
personal attorney.
You just raised our money again.
Thank you, sir. Sir?
How you doing, everybody? My name is Charles Wilkins. I live in Yaden. I just have a question which I'm really not understanding. I'm looking at the sales, the foreclosures, and the houses left abandoned in Yaden. And I actually walked around the neighborhood. It's about 203. And they're falling under the program for the Pennsylvania statute under the blight properties, which bring down property value. When you go back to the motion that you made, specifically when it says William Penn School District, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, we're at the rate of 43.09 on each $1,000. Well, if the property value is coming down, that means you're going to start getting less and less money in the future. Okay? People property value is actually getting worse and worse because if you notice, I don't know how many people ride through Yaden, look at the grass that's not uncut. This uncut. It's not because the person's not cutting their grass, the person is not there. I open up doors and envelopes and stuff fall out. So I ask the neighbors, what's going on? The neighbors say instead of people getting embarrassed and the sheriff giving them 45 minutes to move out their home, they're walking away. Yaden is now beginning to get a squatter problem. You have, well, I won't mention the resident's name, but you have a resident, she had to move out of Yaden, move to Philadelphia, and now she's getting fined and dealing with squatter problems, and that's still bringing down property value, the way that things look in the area. People are moving out of Yaden. Last year, I was at the Yaden Borough meeting, and an old woman that's lived here for 45 years lost her home over $1,200. Mind you, AT&T got a tower, and they didn't pay their taxes for 2-3 years, but the lady lost her house over $1,200 because she was on fixed income, and it was a tax increase. You're losing your seniors. If you notice, everybody that voted you in wasn't people my age, and I'm 40. It was the old people. So if the old people are leaving and losing houses, who's really going to be voting for the people that's here? And you're still getting less and less money in the near future. Rafi made a comment earlier, I can't remember the specific words, but you was talking about leadership. Well, a leader with no followers is just taking a walk. If Yaden is pretty much losing people, businesses not moving in, people not moving in, property value going down, you're not going to be raising too many more taxes because you can't get water out of a rock. I mean, it has to be another solution. You spoke that you guys were going to have a meeting on July 14th, I believe, about the public use policy. The gym, you have other facilities that you can use to rent out to other people to try to raise income that way. But even with this 1.9 increase, this is going to be a big problem. And I don't think nobody's really paying attention about Yaden section. And the reason I mention Yaden because I'm actually living in Yaden, and you can't really account for places where the income is not actually where theirs are. And Yaden's not a lot of money. So I don't think nobody's looking at the future. You're only looking at the right now. And I ask you, please look at the future because you're hurting a lot of seniors.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkins. Sir? Just let this No, you're okay. No, Mr. Wilkins. Hello, sir.
Okay. 30 minutes I'm a resident of Yaden. And recently, about 3 years ago, we bought a building for religious activities in Derby. And what happened was that we had a federal tax exemption and also state tax exemption. When we applied for the local tax exemption, the borough denied us, or the, what do you call it, county denied us on grounds that the borough did not give us a permit. We paid the school taxes the first year, but the second year we couldn't because we are not able to wash it even up to date. So my question is, what do we do? What we are trying to do is that we will pay the money, but the taxes and the penalties, and then also the interest is what we're asking that if they can waive it. So they'll be able to. We have not been able to wash it up to date.
You're in our.
Did you say?
I'll give you an email and a name of someone that you can talk to.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tucker, you door?
Yeah.
I can probably talk to him.
Okay.
What's going on?
Anyone else?
Just as a final comment, make sure we all understand, this board gets a whole big whopping salary of $0.
It's not that funny, Rick. Yes, Ms. Fitty.
I just want to let you know that I work very well with Jack Dowd, the county. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he has court for people who are delinquent in taxes. They make a payment plan so that you can afford. Last year, we helped 37 families. This year, our delinquent is up. Not good. Right now, looking in Yaden, just the Nile Swim Club alone, it was just $148,891.62. That is just in school money. That's not counting the county money, the borough money, nothing. The reason why I didn't go for a tax increase is not because I'm just a zero girl. I wanted to have been paying 2 taxes last year. My mother passed. I had to pay her taxes and mine. I found myself very strapped. I've been out of work for a year. We're working with one income. At 6.1%, your house assessed is $75,060 more a year. $100,080, $120, $100, $150. I have family members living in Alden. I have family members living in Lansdowne. I have family members living in East Lansdowne. I felt that the burden with the 1-point increase, which is not much, and I agree with that. My problem is that the houses that are assessed at over $75,000, they're the ones that are going to get hit the most. And that's scary because I look at this and I work with Jack Dowd very well, but we go over numbers. The delinquent is up this year, and it's scary. We as a board try our best to do what we can for people who voted us in, but let you know that Yaden is having a big problem with the Nile Swim Club. And I feel it's really upsetting because they already filed for bankruptcy. If it goes to an upset sale, you don't get $1.
Well, they're open.
And that's scary.
Yeah, they're open.
And they're open and they're operating now. If I was delinquent in both my properties in East Lansdowne, if I could not make the payment plan with the arrangements with the county, I would be out in the street today. So I know some people get upset with me because the way I feel. I sleep and dream numbers. And I've been out of work for a year, and it's hitting my house too. So just to let you know, and I wish you would come to more meetings because not only did I run again for another 4 years, it wasn't just senior citizens voting for me. They were young, middle class, and old. They take pride in who they vote for to represent their communities. Diane, here, me, Robert, everyone here. They voted for us to represent them, and we do the Luella. I say Luella.
All right.
But anyway, just to let you know, we do hear you, and it's not an easy job sitting up here. And like Diane says, we get paid nothing, but I think we do a good job trying.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Fitty, and thank you for your work with Mr. Dowd. It's very much appreciated. Anybody else? The next meeting will be Monday, July. The next.
I did want to say something.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to tell you that you know, when with the portion that you said that I don't think people care, and I'm originally from Yaden, Belly Road. I lived there. Yes, this gentleman. I'm sorry, I forgot your first name.
My name is Kenny Charles Wilkins.
Mr. Wilkins. I'm originally from Yaden myself. 461 Belly Road. That's where I grew up. One thing that I want to tell you is that we do care. We do care. Do we want to raise the taxes? No. But one thing I will say is that we got to do better as a community effort to fix the issues. Also, another thing is that we have to do better as a community effort to come out and vote for the people that are making these changes that's higher than us. That's where it starts at. I sit in here, I hear everybody explain they don't want their houses to get foreclosed and things like that. But it's going to take a community effort. It's not going to just be us, you know. And I want you to understand that we do care, but it's more that the public can do to fix these issues. First thing is about coming out and voting. Another thing is learning the law, understanding so when you're up here, you make sense. You know, it's a lot of things that we could not know. I'm just explaining, because a lot of people might come up here and speak, right? But they don't understand everything that it goes on with regard to law. They don't understand it. For instance, some people think we get paid. We don't get paid. You know, some people think we like raising taxes. We all live in a district. We get hit with taxes too. You know, so I just feel as though I hear what you're saying, and with what's going on in Yaden, yes, it is sad. It is sad to see where I come from and to see it go down. You know, we have to do a better community effort to build things up. We have to learn about programs. We have to learn more with legislation, what's going on. You know, but it's going to take people, and when you said about the older people are moving out, it's going to take those people that's in their 30s and 40s to step up in legislation and start making moves and start doing things. I understand older people, and we don't want to push the older people out, definitely, because the older people have to depend on us anyway. You know, we are the future. We got to do better. But I'm just saying it's a community effort. It's not, we don't sit here and say, oh, let's raise them. Let's make it as high as possible. But another thing is that one thing I think people forget about in this world that we live in is about sacrifice and support. We have to invest in our education. People complain about, oh, our district, they compare our district to other districts. They say, oh, they have kids in the district, and this kid has this, and that kid has this. So we're trying to do things to help. Another thing you brought up was about the policy with regard to gym use. I'm glad you brought that up. We figured out, yes, where, as you see, if you'll come to a policy meeting, you'll be able to see, we thought about how to charge for uses of our facility. We know that we basically had an open floodgate. Everybody was coming here because we weren't charging as much. But now, yes, we are doing things to try to help. We really are. And I just hope I see you more so you can see the things that we're doing. I know they might be minute, but at the end of the day, the minute things will become big, and they will make a change, but it's going to take time, and it's going to take the community to help. We have so many different barrels, but not everybody comes out to want to help. A lot of people want to just complain, but at the end of the day, the complaints go nowhere because we still have children without. So I just want to explain to you, I do care. I really do. In my community, Cowan, Yaden, I'm known. I try to make it a point to let people know where I'm from and try to help. But I want you to understand we care. We do care. And thank you for speaking up.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Boykins.
Sorry to be so long.
No, you're good.
Sir?
One last thing. I'm glad you said that. Thanks for Vinny. And like I said, it's something you can do. I spoke with 3 crossing guards, and they're there all the time, and they watch people come from what they're telling me, because they've been there a long time. Kids from Philadelphia are still coming out here. So now, I've only lived around here 3 years.
Okay.
Them crossing guards been there a long time, and a lot of you lived in this community a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see what kids are actually coming in. Because if these crossing guards see these kids every day and know that they're coming from Philadelphia, but whenever they talk, it falls on deaf ears, that's a problem. That's something that you can fix, especially if you know the children. Before you jump on me, Mr. Rooney, I know you're coming.
Some people don't understand that this happens every day. The bus stop right there across from Borough Hall. The children from Cypress that live in Darby actually get a bus. They have to go to 69th Street and head back to Darby to get home. They take public transportation. They pay for it themselves. But that's how they get there. There's no bus going from there, and we don't provide buses. Kids have to walk.
We do investigate.
We do have an investigator.
Okay.
We put
Let's
out,
not just assume because they're getting off a SEPTA bus that they're from Philly.
Ma'am, I'm only going with your crossing guards. I'm only going with 3 testimonies of you guys crossing guards.
Okay.
The second thing, Ms. Boykins, the only reason that I'm running for office, the only reason I'm stepping out, because I'm hearing the people, and to me it's a disconnect. So I am doing something about it. And if, like I told you guys on Saturday, I'm pretty much the GOP nominee for state representative in the 191st district. So I will be somebody living in Yaden to try to make some type of difference. So it's not that people not speaking out. I don't see a lot of you guys over at the Borough Hall meetings, because a lot of people yell at them, and Raffy when he's there, and Raffy just take it. But a lot of you guys are not there, so maybe some of you, if you can voice that over there, maybe that'll get some of the people to come out as well.
Yes,
because it's a give and take.
As you know, as you know, and everybody knows, we've been having a lot of issues in Cowan, and I've been going to a lot of their meetings. But I have been, and I will take some time to come out to Yaden Borough meetings. I have no problem with that.
Hey, not just you, your friends too. You know, that way it's a support, and you know, you can support each other and work together.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, school board directors.
This is amazing. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good meeting.
Question?
No.
I think so.